Hey guys, we've got an interesting topic today. Fools rush in where angels fear to tread. It's a good expat topic, let's face it. I was thinking about this the other day. I often get to talk to a lot of expats over here. I mean, every day I probably talk to anywhere from 8 to 20, sometimes more. And then answering comments and emails and talking to them on the phone and everything. I hear a lot of stories, and I hear relationship stories, I hear financial stories. I hear messes about people back home with their relationships, divorces, Filipina marriages, whatever, and it always makes me step back a little bit and think, if a lot of us step back and we take a look at our situation, and you give either the relationship or whatever you're doing some time, usually the bad things will iron themselves out before you head in. And a lot of us, what we do is we just jump in wholeheartedly. We jump in like a fool, and then, you know the rest of the story. It turns into a disaster. Well, I see a lot of expats out there, and I'm going to touch on a whole bunch of stuff here. I see a lot of expats out there. They're in a big, mad rush to get in here. Some of them with good reason because they have to. I understand it. I get that. Other ones, though, that are rushing in here because of a relationship or whatever, just to see their girlfriend. They need to slow down, Slow down that horse, Slow it down, cowboy. You need to seriously take a look and say, am I getting into a mistake here? Is this going to be a giant unmitigated disaster for me? It could be. And a lot of expats that I see have already gone through disasters before because they didn't slow down and take the time on a relationship before, and they rushed in, got married, and it ended up in a disaster because they didn't wait long enough. And if they had given it a little bit more time, they probably would have seen all the things that took place. Maybe not. Sometimes, it takes a lot of time. But if you give it a little bit of time, sometimes you'll be able to tell whether it's a mistake or not. Well, a lot of the people that come rushing in here on low budgets, we've talked about that before, it usually ends up in a disaster. Okay? I tell people, if you're coming in here on $1,500 or less with hardly any emergency fund, unless you got a ton of money in the bank or something like that, if you're coming in here $1,500 or less a month on a pension, I think you're making a mistake. I mean, we've had a 6.3% inflation rate over here for the past year. Since the COVID has started, it's probably close to like 10%. And then during part of this, we've also lost some buying power on the Forex. So we've lost quite a lot, and some of us are going to gain some of that back on our Social Security raises. People that are collecting Social Security, I don't collect Social Security. Some people will get that back. Some people, their municipal pension will make that up too. They make up a little bit of it. Usually they don't make up the full 6.3%. Some might, some do. It depends on what state you come from, what things like that, okay? Here's the thing. If some people don't slow down, it's like a runaway train. You can almost watch some of these people in slow motion, head for the crash. You really can. I remember we had a guy coming over here. We've talked about him before. He's from down south. He's still over here. Somebody said he was dead the other day, but he's not dead. And I never had any issues with him. I've talked to him. Yeah, he kind of likes to, hit you up for cards and stuff like that. I don't care about that. It's just minor stuff. But his life has kind of become a disaster here. When you're living on 500, you have to kind of go to that begging, hitting people up for money all the time, things like that. And that's what his life has kind of become, and it's kind of sad. I think it has kind of hit him because he kind of disappeared. He still does videos and stuff like that somewhere out there, because I talked to somebody the other day, and they said, yeah, he's still doing live chats and stuff like that. I'm not sure where he's doing it. I don't think he's doing it on YouTube anymore, but he's doing it out there somewhere. Okay, and that's a slow train wreck. You can watch that happen at some point. And I don't even think he's ever left the country on his tourist visa to redo it or anything. I'm not sure. Maybe he has. I seriously doubt he has. I don't think he's ever left, to be honest with you. We got a few other people out there that live the same way. They live on $500. There's a guy south of here. He lives on like 500, 550, something like that. And he does pretty good though. He manages to eke by on that. I'm not sure what kind of thing he's in here on, but he ekes by on that. He gets by. He makes it. I'm not sure if he's checking out though to redo his tourist visa, or if he's on an SRV permanently or whatever. That I don't know. But these are surely train wrecks. Some of them. I've seen another guy over here. He's living on less than $1,000 a month. He can't leave the country now. He can't leave. He doesn't have the money to leave. He doesn't have a place to go after he goes back. He's got a mess on his hands. He's fortunate that he has some help from his family and stuff like that. And I see these quite a lot. They headed into something. They say fools rush in where angels fear to tread. There you go. You really got to look where you're going, and you have to think ahead to see where you're going. And a lot of that you can pretty much look at the past to see the future. Inflation, all kinds of things. Stock market crashes, times of heavy-duty unemployment back home, things like that. All these cause issues, especially when the economy starts collapsing, or things start happening, or your country starts crumbling. We have a lot of this going on right now, all throughout the world. Let's face it, and I just want to kind of get people to kind of think a little bit more, a little bit harder about things before they do things. Usually when I do a vlog about something that's new or something like that, I usually warn people and tell people, and I tell them, be careful. I usually tell people because I know there's some people out there that have to get in or need to get in, or they can't wait any longer because of one thing or another. And I fully get that, but when people call me up and say it's just about a girl and they just want to rush in here to see a girl or whatever, I try to tell them to hold their horses a little bit, because you might get what you wish for, and it might not be what you want, Again, fools rush in where angels fear to tread, I mean, think about that. Those words, they're pretty big words, and they kind of apply to a lot of expats out there, And I mean, when I think about it, it's just like it just has expat written all over it. It just does, But also, like, for people that come over here, some people even send the money even before they get here to buy a house with a girl. They get over here, the girl tells them to get lost as soon as they get here. And that's a big one. I hear that one quite a lot. I've heard quite a lot of guys come over here and they say, yeah, I bought a house with my girlfriend in Bacol or, someplace or Leyte or whatever, and yeah, I'm going down to see her pretty soon. I usually tell the people, good luck with that, man, because if you haven't met her and you bought a house with her, chances are when you get there, it might be a house there, but you know what? It ain't going to be your house. It's going to be your girlfriend's house, and she's going to tell you to get lost sooner or later, if she doesn't tell you when you hit the doorstep. And it could be a 50-50 deal. It's that bad when you do foolish things like that. That's foolish. We have a lot of people over here, and they I don't know if they're naive or whatever. If some of these expats are naive, maybe they're getting older and they're just getting easier or something like that to pull the wool over their eyes, as they say. I'm not sure. And I'm sure a lot of expats out there have stories just like this. And I would ask that you share them so that other people can realize that it can be dangerous over here for expats. And you got to take it easy. It can be beautiful over here. It can be really a good experience over here, but you got to take it easy. Slow down that horse a little bit and keep your eyes wide open. And I know the doors aren't open right now. But when they open, the fools are going to come rushing in. And I'm not saying everybody's a fool, but I'm saying there's a lot of them out there that are going to come rushing in. And be careful. Be careful, guys. You know, it takes place in relationships. It takes place when you're looking at a house. Like my house. What I did was, I kind of stepped back and took a look at things when I got here. I started kind of not at the bottom, but really close to the bottom, and says, okay, where can I be happy? And I brought my lifestyle up to that point. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the money aspect when you get over here. Don't start up top. Start at the bottom and work your way up to when you're happy. Okay? I'm not saying super happy. I'm saying to where you're happy. Then sit there for a while. See what happens. Take a look at it. Okay. Okay, I got enough money now. Everything's going good. I can save this much money. That's a good thing when you can save. Because you're going to need it in the future, guys. You're going to need emergency money. You're going to get sick. Your family's going to get sick. Somebody's going to get sick in your family or whatever. You might have to take care of your girlfriend. You might have to take care of yourself. But you're going to need money in the future. I don't care how much money you got in the bank. You're going to need more probably. At some point, if you have God forbid you have a heart attack, you need to go to the hospital or something like that. Unless you're independently wealthy, which is a totally different thing. Just be careful. Remember, start off slow. I understand when you get over here, and I tell people this, I just have a little bit of money that you can blow when you get over here, just to get it out of your system, okay? And don't go past that amount of money. Once that's done, slow it down. Just have the first part of your Philippine experience be like a vacation over here in the beginning, and then slow it down. Slow it down to where you need to be. Maybe go to a couple resorts with your girlfriend or something. Because you're going to want to treat her good and stuff like that. But take it easy. Slow it down. I know a lot of guys are coming over here and they figure that they're going to be rich over here and all this stuff because, their rent is only going to be $80 or $100 or $200 a month over here, or $240. In the right places, you can get a beautiful place for $200, right around where I live, and you can get a pool, in a gated community, not a private pool, but a pool. And nobody uses them. They're perfectly good. You could sit there all day and use the pool. Nobody will probably come over there and use it all day. At most of these gated communities where they have a pool, nobody uses them, because everybody's off to work during the day when you're off because you're retired. So be thinking about this stuff. You might go down to Cebu, or you might go up to Manila and get a place with a pool in a condo or something like that, and you're going to be paying $500-$600 a month or whatever for that place. When you can go someplace else and have a beautiful house with a beautiful yard with a beautiful girl, I think they made a song about that. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. You need to shop around. Don't rush in. Fools rush in. Fools rush in. A lot of guys say, well, I want my condo. I want the gym and stuff like that. A lot of stuff you can buy and put in your house anyway. When you can get a 3-bedroom for $240 with a pool, with a nice yard, in a nice house, and a patio on the roof, and all just redone for $220, $240 with a pool down the street in a gated community, why would you get a condo for twice as much? You follow what I'm saying, guys? Remember, fools rush in. My experience with expats is this. Most expats need to slow down a little bit, reel it in a little bit, relax here the first month a little bit, maybe go on a vacation, maybe spend a little bit, but kind of just relax, get the feel of the place a little bit. Slow it down. Get all your stuff done. Figure out if you want to stay in the place that you first go to, because you might not like it there. After a month, there might be barking dogs, roosters, things like that. Don't rush in. Don't sign your 1-year lease right away. Wait a couple months and then just tell her, say, I want to check it out, and if I like it, I'm going to sign a lease with you. Then it might be worth it for you to sign a lease. It might be. Maybe 6 months at a time. Then start doing like a year after that. Take it easy. Take it slow. There's some great places around here, great deals around here. And everybody has a different lifestyle. I'm not saying everybody's going to live like me. Some might be happy just getting a 1-bedroom just like me. I made it into two bedrooms because the room is so big here. It's a good size place. And I'm going to actually show it again here pretty soon, probably within the next couple weeks. I just got to get some things cleared up. My desk is a mess. I got a pile of stuff here, and I got some things I want to put away and stuff like that first, just to make it look nice. You know what I mean? But it's nice already. I'm comfortable here. Don't get me wrong. But guys, always take things slow. I can't. I wish I could, take every expat aside and shake them up a little bit and say, "Slow down, cowboy." You know what I mean? When they come in here, because some expats need that. Some expats are very naive to come over here and think that everybody else over here is naive. All the girls are naive and stuff like that. They're not naive. You're the naive one. Get that in your head. Sometimes you're the naive one in this country, because this isn't your country, and I'm not saying that they're not naive too, because some of the girls are over here. But a lot of guys come over here and think that they know it all and they're on top of things, and they're going to be the king over here. No, 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 no. Don't come over here with that attitude, please. You don't know what you're in for. A lot of these guys come over here with these Navy SEAL attitudes, kind of. Like, I can be whoever I want. I can be a Navy SEAL. They're not going to know the difference. I can be a cowboy. I can be this, whatever. Well, slow down, cowboy. You know what? You're going to be in for a rude awakening. Most expats over here are regular people. We become who we should be over here, because one thing I come over here for was to be me. To be this guy, Steve. Come over here to be you. And try to make the real you, the best person that they can be. That's the best advice I can give people over here, because if your life was a mess back home, and some of you were a mess, and some of you weren't a mess, and some of you were good people back home, this is the place to fix it. This is the place to fix it. It's your last shot. At our age, it's basically our last shot. I was a good person all my life. So I just come over here just to be more me, because back home I couldn't be me anymore in the society that was in America today. I couldn't be me. I just want to be friendly Steve, the guy that helps everybody but gets crapped on all the time. But I didn't want to get crapped on anymore, and I get tired of it. One thing I can honestly say over here is the people I help appreciate me, and they help me. My best buddy, he lives next door. He's a Filipino guy. Him and his wife. I love them to death. Both of them help me out all the time. Especially Pax, my buddy. Sometimes I take him shopping. He holds my bags for me while I'm running around looking for things and grabbing more things, stuff like that. And I tell him, if you need anything, just throw it in the thing and I'll pay for it. To help him out. And I'm not trying to toot my horn, as I say. I'm just saying, do stuff like that for people here. Help people out once in a while, your friends and stuff like that, because some of these people can't afford a lot. Pax is like a brother to me. He's the best that you can ask for, But that's what we want out of here. But don't rush into things here, guys. Slow down. Pull those reins. Slow that horse down. When you come in here, take it easy. I know a lot of you guys, first thing you want to do is you want to be with that girlfriend right away. I get it. Slow down. She might not be the right one. There's plenty of other fish in the sea out here. You don't have to worry about that. Take it easy. Because sometimes you might get what you wish for, and it might not be what you think it is. And a lot of other expats will tell you the same thing. A lot of these girls can be a real pain, and I mean that legally and everything, okay? Most of the girls are pretty cool around here. If you break off with them, they're okay with it. Just say, look, it's not working out. I just want to break off. Some of them might get nasty, and there are girls over here like that, And I've heard some nasty stories in my days of people that have broke off with their girlfriends, and they're dealing with the barangay police and stuff like that because they get falsely accused of stuff. Be careful. Be careful. I don't wish that upon anybody, guys. I've seen some nasty stuff. I've seen a friend of mine who passed away that got robbed by his girlfriend. Robbed by his girlfriend on his deathbed. It happens. Just remember that, guys. I don't want something to happen to you guys. That's why I tell you these stories and these things that happen. Most of the time, most of us will be okay over here. Okay? But it's that those few out there that are dangerous, and they are out there. And that happens in the United States. It happens in Thailand. It happens in Canada, the UK, or whatever. There's girls in the United States that can be just as bad over there as any Filipina girl, for sure. I'm just saying, if you think you're going to come over here and you're not going to find that type of girl, you're wrong. There is that type of girl out there. The majority of Filipinos are good, upstanding people. All the Filipinos, the majority of them are good, upstanding people. It's a few out there you got to be careful of. My girlfriend will tell you the same thing. She'll tell you, be careful. She'd tell any expat out there to be careful. In fact, when some expats come over here, they ask her what they think, what she thinks. And she tells them, because she's pretty good at seeing stuff like that. And usually she's right. And in one of the cases, I seen that she was very right, So be careful, guys, I just want you guys safe, satisfied, happy, and, I don't want you to rush in, most of all. God bless, guys. Take care.